Well, good afternoon, and welcome to the 2009 AQIP Conversation Day. I'm videotaping this afternoon because I'll be attending a Cherry Commission conference in Ann Arbor today and tomorrow. But I wanted to welcome you and tell you that today is really a milestone. It was 6 years ago that we started on our quest to identify the articulation process that the college would use. There are two types. One is the traditional model, and one is the quality improvement model. The traditional model is one that we went through in the year 2000, and I know that many of you were here then. But typically what happens with that model is we spend about a year and a half, 2 years, the entire college gets together, have different meetings. We all work to put together this huge bundle of data, a big book, and set up a room so we can have our guests in so they can come through and look at the college and determine what we did in the past 10 years and whether we were on target or not. But the Higher Learning Commission came up with a new process, and it's called AQIP, Academic Quality Improvement Program. What that program does is it focuses on the future and on improvement within the college. So we sent people off to Chicago. We had many different meetings here in the college itself to determine and see which one we wanted to go to. The one that was overwhelmingly chosen was the one that we have now, which is AQIP. And so 4 years ago, and that's why today is a milestone, on November 4th, we had the first conversation day, and that's what we're having today. The conversation day in which you get to participate in the process that goes forward with quality improvement. Now, the person's name that really comes to the forefront when we talk about quality improvement is really Edwards Deming. And even though Edwards Deming was a statistician, during and right after World War II, he began to look at organizations and companies and began to identify some strange things to him. One, when he noticed that when organizations began to have problems within the organization, the first thing they would do is begin to point fingers at each other and blame each other and attack each other. And he came to the conclusion, and his first principle is, you know what, let's stop blaming each other and let's look at the process. Because his first principle was to say, trust that everybody wants to do a good job. Nobody comes into the organization saying, you know, this is the first time, today I'm going to do the worst job that I've ever done before. No one really ever comes in with that attitude. So what he said is, if you trust everybody, then bring everybody together around the organization and have them collectively look at the problem that you're dealing with. And why he said that is because when you do that, everybody within the organization sees the problem in a different way, depending on the job that you have, the interactions that you have within the organization and outside the organization. So he was saying that the strength is that we bring people together to take a look at one problem from various viewpoints. And even the president or CEO of an organization cannot see the entire the problem in itself. So that's strength. The second principle we came up with is to trust each other. Ask each other, what is it that we can do to help you succeed in your job? And in the organization, what can we do to improve the organization? And what he really tried to stress there is actively listen to each other. And sincerely listen to each other. And when you do that, you begin to gather information that you never thought of before, and that can really help come up with the solution. The other thing he found out, too, and that he came up with is a 7-step process, and we've been using that here at the college to have a step-by-step approach to problem solving. The third area that he saw in his principle, that came out as a principle, is to actually support each other. Now, obviously, it's very important that the management and the CEO of the organization supports the organization. But what he meant here is that everyone in the organization needs to be supportive of each other. Really celebrate and encourage people to be successful and celebrate when they are successful. So today, you have the opportunity to come together, take a look at where we're going in the future of this college. You're going to do like we did 4 years ago. You're going to talk about strengths and weaknesses and those kinds of things. You're going to come up with things that you think we need to work on. And from 4 years ago, we had, I think, about 76 different items that we identified, brought it down to 20, down to 10, and then we prioritized 3 that actually went to became AQIP projects. So today, you're going to have that same opportunity to do that. I want to thank all of you for your work in the past 4 years on the AQIP. I know many of you have been involved in a lot of the committees. You've been involved in helping to go forward with these AQIP projects, but not only those, but using those 7-step problem-solving process. You've done that through in other areas throughout the college. I also want to thank Steve Robinson and his team. He has been outstanding. Could not ask for a better AQIP cheerleader and coordinator. So right now, I'm going to turn it over to Steve. Steve, it's yours.